Peace and love. It's this that Nunu. Just a quick video. I'm walking my big boy here downtown. Finally back downtown Phoenix. Can't see it, the apartment buildings behind me. But I just really had a thought when I was going through Instagram and posts and whatever, and it's kind of probably been just sitting in the subconscious. But in regards to the culture, particularly hip hop, like we all have our things that we're doing. You see somebody posted up against the wall or a car or new things using your money as a phone. Like that's apparently that's the new, and that's cool. But my question, and this is the question, is that what are we really for? Like we're all putting our links up, and it seems like we're of course a culture and even with social media that are for ourselves. I mean, I have my own YouTube right now, and that's love. I'm starting from this, and I'm gonna do my directing and everything. And as soon as I step into that, and forgive me, I'm getting over a little bit, pretty big cold. Actually, I've been sick all week. So again, my videos haven't been as consistent as they need to be, but I'm gonna start working on that too again. Like I said, but the big question that I had is like, in regards to hip hop, what are we really for? I mean, and I say that knowing, one lyricist, one artist can really change one person's perspective, paradigm shift. I'm reading Seven Habits to Change Your Life. No, Seven Habits of Highly Effective People. I'm a little derpy from the cold. But with that being said, paradigm shift, that's really what drew me to hip hop when I was young, when I was 5. And then as I got older as a teenager, is it really started to change my perspective and shift paradigms within what I was brought up to think and or believe and what have you. And it really did teach me a lot as a young person. I had a difficulty, I thought, reading and sometimes with comprehension because I'm very vocal about my ADHD. This is what I call my ADHD tattoo. It's actually not a semicolon. But anyway, that's a different story. But with that being said, I grew up in the 90s, and so we had and it's the renaissance of hip hop. Don't get me wrong. I'm not one of those people who's like, man, where did all the good hip hop go? I don't know what my dog's kind of growling at. He's just been stuck in the house all day because he's been sick, or all week I've been sick. So, not to ramble on, keep this video short like I've been doing the other ones. For right now until I, get my production and everything and my voice back up. But the question, is what are we really standing for? One of the lyrics that sticks in my mind is if we standing for nothing, or standing for, what is it? Standing for something. If you're standing for nothing, you're falling for something. And everybody in this culture of me, and what have you is one thing, but in hip hop, like, what is it that we're really standing for? Growing up again, like I was saying, in the 90s, like there was such a variation. You had Tribe Called Quest, and then you had, Arrested Development. You had Nas, you had Lauryn Hill and the Fugees, all the way down to, Cash Money, which later I grew up with, and Tupac, who I still say to this day raised me. Days I couldn't sleep and couldn't function, to Tupac and Billie Holiday are really what I listened to in the Quiet Storm in Orlando, but don't tell anybody because I'm true hip hop. Anyway, in the 90s where I grew up, R&B and hip hop had a thing and it was weird, but I'm older now. And with that being said, that just shows, even more of the variation and some of the mythology in hip hop. I mean, honestly, too, all music is good music in essence. And rock and everything in hip hop. I'm gonna be honest, is a person of Caucasian color skin or what have you. I give thanks for the black music because if it wasn't for the architects of our culture, we wouldn't be here. I've always said that. That's one of the first tenets I listened to and heard in hip hop from a young age is respect the architects of your culture. So with that being said, as a culture, a broader culture that touches so many people from so many coasts now, that started from nothing, like literally nothing in the Bronx. When the Bronx was burning in the 70s, great documentary, by the way. And then it blossomed into two turntables and then a microphone and graffiti, and street art is I'm sorry, I'm white, I'm gonna say it. People like to call it just because they want to have it sound a certain way. It's graffiti, that's what it was. You went up on a train, you were all city, and that was good. I don't care what anybody says. I know it looked crazy in the 70s, but it gave people something and a purpose. And I think that's possibly too. I hear that in hip hop, and it all gives us a sense of this purpose, right? But what are we standing for that might be even greater than ourselves these days? And that's the question, a broad question. So, with that being said, thank you for listening, subscribing, watching my channel as it grows, because I'm growing slowly but surely. Being pushed and pulled and led into this direction. This is what I'm meant to do, one way or another. So, with that being said, always one love. I'm bringing that back. Yeah, just put that in the comments. What do you think it is that we're standing for these days? Like, what do you really think the greater purpose is? And I'd be interested to see other people's perspectives for sure. Right? Peace, one love. This, that, new. Always building positivity as best as possible. Build positivity in your backwoods. That's my new thing right now. Anyway, all right. All love, no diss ever. And every part of the culture, by the way, is a part of the culture. From trap to hip hop to rappers. We divide those things, but obviously it's all an aspect of the culture. So I'm not singling out one aspect, by the way. I just want to make sure I point that out. It's a great and diverse culture, with great and diverse needs and issues and situations. But maybe, we talk a lot. What are we doing? What are we actually doing in our own backyards and backwoods? You know what I'm saying? That's really what I'm trying to break it down to say. All right. Again, one love. This, that, new. I'll see you on the next video. Peace.